Time now for sports news with Ayotunde Balogun.
Many thanks, Gimba. Winners have emerged from the maiden edition of the Para Table Tennis Open in Lagos. In the men's team event, Nigeria's duo of Agumbiade Tajuddin and Alabi Femi defeated Algeria's Bunada Karimi and South Africa's Theo Kogili 3-2 to emerge champions. Agumbiade sealed a fantastic display, winning the men's Class 9 event with a 3-0 victory over compatriot Tunde Adisa. In the women's classified event, Chin Nenye Obiora had an easy ride, recording a 3-0 win over Ikweoyi Christiana. Tokyo 2020 Paralympics bound Ahmed Koleosho beat Owolabi Uluade 3-0 to win the men's Class 3. Oluyole Warriors and Nilayo will play in the final of the second edition of the Wheelchair Basketball Championship, tagged the President's Cup. In the second semi-final match played today, Oluyole Warriors beat Bosse Kafo 37-26 to set up a final clash with Nilayo. In the first semi-final match, Nilayo thrashed Tollard 40-16 points to book their place in the final. 6 teams are competing at the Invitational Tournament, and the objective is to develop the sport and empower special athletes. The final will be played tomorrow at the National Stadium in Lagos by 2 p.m. World number 1 Rafa Nadal has become the first player to win the Mubadala Tennis World Tennis Championship 5 times. Nadal beat Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-7, 7-5, 7-6 in 3 hours and 15 minutes to win one of the best encounters in the history of this tournament. Almost nothing could separate them on the court, and it was the more experienced competitor who saved his best tennis for the closing moment, prevailing and finishing the year with another trophy. In the English Premier League, Everton and Arsenal have played out an uneventful goalless draw at Goodison Park, with the newly hired managers of both teams watching from the stands. That's Everton's Carlo Ancelotti and Arsenal's Mikel Arteta. While Burnley FC beat Bournemouth 1-0 at the Vitality Stadium, courtesy of a goal scored by Jay Rodriguez in the 89th minute. Southampton defeated Aston Villa at Villa Park, while Sheffield United beat Brighton and Hove Albion. Miguel Almiron's 93rd minute goal was enough to give Newcastle United all 3 points against Crystal Palace, while Wolverhampton Wanderers came from behind to beat Norwich 2-1 at Carrow Road. And the league champions Manchester City came from a goal down to beat the Foxes Leicester City 3-1 at the Etihad Stadium. And that's a wrap on sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. It's back to you, Gimba.
French President Emmanuel Macron says that forces have killed 33 militants in an operation in Mali. The president made the announcement on a visit to Ivory Coast, where he reiterated France's commitment to fighting jihadists in the region. It comes weeks after 13 French troops died in a helicopter collision in Mali, in the biggest single-day loss of life for its military since the 1980s. Thousands of French troops have been deployed in Mali since 2013. Its involvement came came after Islamist militants overran parts of the north. With the help of France, Mali's army has recaptured the territory, but insecurity continues and violence has spread to neighboring countries as well. One person has died and another is missing as wildfires continue to burn across three Australian states. In New South Wales, sudden southern winds fanned the flames of more than 100 blazes, and fire officials said that the man who had chosen to stay in his property could no longer be contacted. Earlier, authorities urged Christmas travellers to delay their journeys as conditions threaten to intensify the bushfire crisis. Since September, Australia's bushfire emergency has killed at least 9 people, destroyed more than 700 houses, and scorched millions of hectares. And the main news again. ECOWAS leaders today adopted a symbol for the proposed regional single currency at their 56th ordinary session in Abuja. The West African leaders also expressed concerns over continued activities of terrorists in the region. Also today, residents of Ekiti farming community in Ori-Ekiti raised concerns over the hoisting of flag in their area by persons suspected to be herders. And the death toll from the wildfires across 3 states in Australia has risen as officials continue to fight the blaze. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. On behalf of all of us here, have a splendid night. And a great Christmas ahead. Good night.